Hello Libra, welcome to my channel. This will be your November 2022 reading for Sun, Moon and Rising. We have an aeroplane in the background and I've been waiting for it to pass, but it's taking too long, so apologies for any background sound. To begin, we will do 20 seconds of the sound bowl just to tune into the energy. So if you'd like to take a breath in and exhale. Okay, Libra, let us see what November has in store for you. We're going to do 3 piles. We'll start off with some themes. The first one will be from the Sacred Destiny deck. We'll get a Major Arcana theme, and then we'll get an Oracle card, and then look into Tarot for you. Right, what is the theme, please, for Libra, November 2022 for their highest good? Just one card, please. Okay, we've got Patience. Take the first card there. Patience. All right, so working quite diligently, moving forward. Perhaps things aren't going as fast as you would like them to go. If we get the Hangman or Temperance in this, we really know it's going to be a bit of a slow month, a bit of an enduring month, but let's see how things pan out for you. Okay. Get a Major Arcana, please. The theme for Libra 2022 for November. For their highest good, please. Thank you. Oh, the Emperor. Okay, so that's why you're needing patience, because you're wanting to charge forward quite heavily, invoking the masculine divine energy, planning ahead for the future. But sometimes these things take a little bit of time. What's your oracle for the month of November? We're going to be delving into this quite deeply, so don't worry. Birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Okay, so you definitely have your sight on something. You've definitely got your vision about something for the future. Not only are you creating it, but in so doing, you're actually creating a new kind of paradigm shift for yourself. You're recognizing what you have in place at the moment and actually how you want your world to look like. So sometimes that actually cause for changing yourself within, in how you view yourself and how you view the world. But it feels like you start the month off kind of rearing to go and wanting to go, but perhaps things aren't going as fast as you would like them to. With Patience, it does talk about this is a time now to be diligent, to keep going, to keep your wings in the air, keep moving forward, because things are actually happening beneath the surface. Right, we're going to be looking at the tarot now. We're going to get 3 cards for each. Your first pile will be your current energy starting the month of November. Middle pile will be anything that's unseen, any challenges or obstacles. And the final row will be your unified energy, which is the outcome for the month of November. And I'm using my Love It or More tarot deck, which I painted. Okay, we'll cut the deck. Whoa, I want to be jumping out very quickly. Okay, let's plop these all back in. I'll be cutting the deck for the 9 cards, and then we'll be getting jumpers to clarify. It's very slippery. Okay. Okay. Current energy, we have the 8 of Cups, walking away. Under the Emperor challenges is the 4 of Pentacles over there, holding back. Outcome, beautiful, 10 of Cups. Check you out, right? And we have 5 of Cups. Yeah, definitely walking away over something that you regretted didn't go according to plan. Both Cups energy, a lot of kind of emotional energy over there. Under the Four of Pentacles, we have the Two of Pentacles. So we really are thinking about the physical resources that you have, your materials, anything that's in the physical world. Judgment as a unified energy at the end of how you perceive your Ten of Cups to be. Your Ten of Cups is your ultimate fulfillment. We have Eight of Swords. My God, you start the month off in quite a heavy energy, I have to admit. Feeling a little trapped. And the Two of Pentacles, we've got the Queen of Pentacles again. So you definitely, what you don't see coming, that could be a bit of a challenge, is how you're handling your money moving forward, how you're handling your property, how you're handling your possessions, your physical traits, and how you are trying to nurture that into creating more. And then the outcome, we have High Priestess, which this card did actually want to jump out in the shuffle before. Now, we got two major arcanas over here. So definitely by the end of the month, under this birthing a new age, there's quite a high sort of spiritual ascension happening for you, where you are really kind of reinventing yourself with that birthing a new age. You're really creating, you're looking at where you find your happiness, what is your happiness to you, and making a judgment call. And I feel like it could be a judgment call that you're not, it's not like the logical answer that you'd go for. This is more kind of like you're picking up intuitively with that High Priestess. I kind of feel pulled in this way, even though it's completely different to what I used to do. Now you start off the month. I've got to be honest here. It's not great energy. Okay, it's kind of good and it's bad. You definitely are walking away from something that that you invested quite a lot of emotional energy into, okay? And even though you've put a lot into it, so this could talk about relationships, you're now ready to walk away. And as you walk away, you're really kind of, even though he's walking away from the acorns, which represent the 8 cups, acorns are seeds that can have potential and growth in them. He's walking away, but I'm sort of feeling that you're walking away with your head over your shoulder, because the 5 of Cups here, the bird returns to the nest to find 3 of her eggs have been taken from her, 3 of her babies. But she's so focused on that, she doesn't see the 2 eggs behind, still in gestation, still waiting, birthing to birth anew. That represents the future. Okay, so I feel like it may take quite a lot of emotional endurance and patience to kind of work through this energy. And it may make you feel kind of a little bit trapped in your head, okay? But I do see that what's coming for you that you're not aware of is we've got this real focus coming in to do with your sense of money, your sense of security, okay? And how you can be resourceful in that. And then by the end of the month, we've got big changes coming for you. So let us have a look. 8 of Cups. What is Libra walking away from, please? What's Libra walking away from, please? In November. What are they walking away from? Okay. Oh, walking away from defending your position all the time. So you've been in a situation, now this could relate to work, but I'm feeling kind of more emotional relationships over here. You've had enough. You have had enough of having to stand your ground, having to kind of justify yourself all the time, protect what is yours, and I feel like you've just had enough of it. It could be that you've been in a relationship whereby there are trust issues, and because of that, perhaps because of something from the past, there have been either trust issues in the other person or within you, but you're having to constantly just defend your word. It's not a nice energy. But you've reached that point at the beginning of the month of like, you know what, I've had enough. If someone doesn't have trust in me, then that is to do with them. That's not to do with me, because there's only so much that you can protect. There's only so much you can kind of constantly receive approval and like validation from somebody else. And you reach that point of like, you know what, I don't know, I've had enough. I'm walking away from this situation. Let's look at the Five of Cups, please. What is this regret over? Whoops, something fell on the floor. Okay, so we've got the Ten of Pentacles and we have the Four of Swords. Okay, one talks about healing and rest and rejuvenation. Another one talks about long-term sense of security and even finance and money. Which is obviously coming into the radar for you mid-month. So the thing, it was this way around. There we go. So the regret in walking away means that in some ways you feel like you're walking away from a stable environment, a secure environment. This could even be a family home, okay, where things had, you see, for example, if you've been in a relationship where you've got your home together, you've got the family together, but it's just been so hard going. This is just an example, right? So hard going to maintain that, in as much as you're constantly having to defend yourself, you're constantly having to justify where you've been and what you've been doing. Now you've reached the point of like, you know, enough's enough. But as you walk away, there is kind of regret over sort of saying goodbye to that strong foothold that you had. Remember, I was talking about you birthing this new age, so you're creating a paradigm shift for you. So when you create something new, you have to say goodbye to the old, and what you're saying goodbye to is the old life. Okay, with that comes a lot of healing. Now there are two eggs, two cups in the background for you, which represent the future, which is this thing here. Okay, a lot of good stuff coming for you, but you still need the time to heal. And it's one of those things, I feel like for you in November, it's gonna, when you feel like you've kind of, you feel like you're a bit more on a sort of a stronger footing and kind of going, no, I'm all right. I do feel like it may trip you up a few times, and you may still feel like, oh God, it's hit me again. Like you could be going about your business, normal day-to-day life. You've kind of had your week of mourning or grief over something that is not has now come to an end, and you're trying to kind of build yourself up again and get into that Emperor energy, and then something trips you up, and then you kind of you burst out crying for no reason at all, or you suddenly lash out, snap at somebody. So it does feel like the healing aspect of it is something that may just go take a few weeks to sort of not be as raw. Okay, now the Eight of Swords, where do you feel trapped? Why is the Eight of Swords here, please? Thank you. Oh yeah, okay. Six of Cups. So you still feel a little bit trapped. So we move from the emotional body into the head space. You still feel emotionally trapped about this past situation. Okay, Six of Cups is obviously about sort of a type of nostalgia. Sometimes it can involve children. You know, when I was talking about family as well, it doesn't obviously have to be. I mean, even for some of you where this is a work situation where you're saying goodbye, it could be like you're sick of having to validate yourself, so you're walking away, but you're kind of regretting the security it gave you, and you need to sort of heal from that. But then you may be caught up a little bit in the head space of feeling a little bit trapped of like, oh God, did I do the right move? Did I walk away? Was it the right thing to do? And all of this energy under Patience card tells me that you just need to keep going, keep going, keep going. Time will heal. Patience is needed right now. So give it some time, give it some time. Be mindful that things from the past, you know, sometimes this card talks about looking through the past through rose-tinted glasses. You know, it's never as good as it seems. It's never as bad as it seems when we look back on a situation, you know. So it may be that you're feeling like, oh my God, what have I done? But the beautiful thing about this is that give it enough time, and you're going to be moving into the Emperor energy, where you're going to start focusing on where your pentacles lie. Now, the Four of Pentacles sometimes talks about, you know, being in a comfort zone, needing some time to kind of just stop and recoup. He's also sleeping, so very similar to that meditation kind of healing card with the Four of Swords there. But he's got his cards close to his chest. He's sleeping on top of his pentacles. His pentacles is what he has. It's his trade-off. It's his sense of security. And maybe that sense of security is just you within you. I mean, four in numerology is all about kind of stable foundations. So the stable foundations that you're finding for yourself, and it's a 4 with the Emperor too, so a very strong number for you. That is solid. That's like being really, really solid in your own sense of self. So if you find in the beginning of the month where you are struggling to kind of trust that you've made the right decision, the 4s are coming into you to tell you that 4, that sense of security, that sense of stability, that solid aspect of yourself is your own self-belief within yourself, okay? Knowing that actually you are actually in a better footing, in a better frame of mind, in a better kind of situation than you realized that you had. So you actually, even though you may be feeling a little bit wobbly, it's very strong. It may be the case that you have to balance a bit of finances as well, because I mean, we've got the 2 of Pentacles here, and you know, it takes quite a lot of energy, quite a lot of skill and practice to be able to balance like that. But it is sometimes also a bit of a juggling act. But I do feel you're able to do it because you're onto the Queen of Pentacles here, and the Queen of Pentacles knows exactly how to handle her business. She is very resourceful. So when it comes to her pentacles, when it comes to her resources and materials and her home, she doesn't always need money to do it. She could be using favors. She could be trading one service for another. So for some of you who are in business or have left a job and now you are venturing out on your own, it could be that you are doing swapsies with somebody. So I'll provide you with a service if you can help fix my drain, or you know, things like that. So that's a Queen of Pentacles. She can make anything happen because she knows how to apply herself physically. Let's look at the 4 of Pentacles, please. Why is the 4 of Pentacles here, please? Okay. 4 of Wands. Wonderful. You see, I'm talking about the 4s here. You are more stable than you realize. Okay, so you are really kind of nurturing the self within, finding where you have, it's like it's like you having an inventory with that Emperor card there, that, you know, of how to actually make things happen. It's like you're having an inventory or an inner audit of the things that you have, physical, right? So for example, how much money do you have? How much? So if you've walked away from a situation, you are now analyzing, right? How much money do I have in the bank? Where is my home? What is the lifestyle that I want to do? I know that my lifestyle is basically not always having to kind of stand up for myself and always kind of answer to somebody. I know that that's important for me. And as you do your inner nurturing over here and your it's like your sleep time, you also, it feels like dream time as well. It's like he's dreaming of what that is to be, and it infuses with that masculine divine energy of how, okay, well, what do I need to balance in my life to create that for myself? But 4 of Wands is stable lifestyle. It is happy lifestyle, it's celebration. Sometimes it's even coming together with others, going on holiday even. So perhaps even you're thinking, you're dreaming about, you know what, I just want to get away for a bit, because that's a walking away card, and that can sometimes talk about a holiday. So we've got this balancing act here with the 2 of Pentacles. Let's see what you're balancing. Let's see what's here, please. Thank you. Oh, Temperance. Yes, you see, it came out again. Temperance is the patience card, ultimately. And so what you're doing is you're not only, it's a balancing act to find your own internal balance as it relates to your head space over here, your heart space over there, and the physical things that you do, okay? So you're finding an equilibrium. You're looking, and sometimes it takes a while, and it feels like a little bit of a juggling act to balance. The Justice card hasn't turned up yet, but Temperance is a very favorable card. It also talks about divine timing. So the time now of having walked away from something is actually perfectly timed for you. And with the Temperance card, it's also asking you to kind of, when you find your inner balance, when you're looking for your inner balance, try and be mindful of how you temper your words and temper your actions. Perhaps you can soften them a bit, because this energy here of defending yourself sometimes can be a little bit you know, where the guard is up and it feels almost like you've been in attack mode, and that's why you have to stand up for yourself. But I feel like now you're starting to find ways to soften your energies. It feels like you're going to have some good sleeps as well. And as you do so, you're going to learn how to kind of just come to a stiller place, even though you still feel quite outstretched and taut. It feels like it's kind of going to soften a bit, and you're going to recognize that actually the timing was perfect in this situation. Let's go to the Queen of Pentacles. Thank you. Oh, yeah, you see you're moving away from, so from the Eight of Swords to the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords can be sort of that anxiety, that sleepless night, but she does have a blanket, which represents the safety blanket, right? So you're moving out of that sense of dire worry into the Pentacles. And I know you're moving out of it rather than into it, because it's clarifying where you're coming out of. So you're becoming a lot more resourceful. It feels like if you were connected to some sort of partnership or business, right, the thing that you were walking away from, there's been a little bit of anxiety about, well, how do I hold my own? You know, am I enough on my own? And these are the things that you're healing through. So when this anxiety of going at it on your own is a kind of thing that can be quite anxious driven, you know, and caught up in the headspace, you know, did I do the right thing? Oh God, I'm looking at the past, blah, blah. But because she's under that Emperor, it tells me that you've got this undercurrent of motivation and like va va voom to actually make it happen. So I do feel like you're going to be, what's the word? You're going to be surprising yourself, okay, that you are in fact the Queen of Pentacles. You can hold it together on your own. You can make things happen physically, you know. You can take one pentacle and change it into a trade, okay. And as you're going through this shift, you birth this new age. So we've got the Ten of Cups here, which talks about fortune after difficulty, ultimate happiness, a sense of equilibrium at home, all of that sort of stuff. So, but you're birthing this, you're creating this for yourself because you didn't have it before, right? You perhaps had it in the past, but then it slowly started to kind of deteriorate. And now this is the thing that you're birthing. So let us clarify this Ten of Cups, please, as we unify the energy and see the outcome for November. Ten of Cups, please. We'll take the Hermit. Yeah, it's the same sort of energy as this as well, this kind of dreaming of the lifestyle, dreaming of the kind of what it is that makes you feel that way. You feel like you have a good work-life balance and you feel like you're actually enjoying life and not just being driven by life. Both in the new age with the Hermit is a very wise card. He goes within and really looks at his inner light. I know he's got his lantern there, and in the lantern is a star, which would represent the Star card, which talks about healing and faith and hope for the future, wish fulfillment, all of that sort of stuff. But the Hermit goes within. He really kind of does his own introspection to gain wisdom on the journey that he's taken so far. And so this is the thing that you kind of really are gaining a lot of wisdom on. You're gaining wisdom, and as you do so, you actually enter into a kind of employing the manifestation, employing ways of creating new things into being by understanding it at a very deep level, okay, not just at an intellectual level, not as an emotional level, as a wisdom, as experience, okay? And then you're trying to figure out, well, what does ultimate fulfillment mean to me? What does a happy, balanced life mean to me? Where do I feel nurtured and connected and supported by others? And these are the things that you are really kind of laser focusing your energies on. And I believe that as you do so, you are creating more and more of that. So we have this judgment call, this judgment card afterwards, okay? So in this card, you're walking through this cave, which has been quite dark, and on the other side is an oasis waiting for you. You've got the owl, which is that wisdom, and the dragonfly, which is also very a very good omen for new things and things to come, new transformations to come. So judgment calls still need to be made, right? I feel like there has been some sort of departure. You kind of gathering yourself, gathering your momentum, collecting your resources all together about what you can do with what you have, right? And then as we move into the end of the month, you are using both the wisdom and you're employing a new decision on something, okay? So let us clarify the judgment, please. Oh, thank you. We have 3 cards. Oh, yes, we have the Empress, which talks about abundance, okay? She's got all that wheat in front of her. She works from unconditional love. She creates new things. We got the 10 of Wands, okay? So you're really at almost that last stretch of the battle. You are very close. He's carrying this heavy load and the village is just in sight now. So he's just about ready to kind of put his burden down. So maybe that you have some responsibilities that you just need to finish off in order to create this new leaf. And then we've got the 4 of Cups. Now, the 4 of Cups, remember, we're talking about 4s here, okay? In this card, he's focused on the 3 of Cups, of what he's had. But I believe that because the 4 is so strong in your number, I believe that you're going to look to the side and receive that cup that's being offered to you from the universe. So a decision is basically going to be made, and I feel like you're going to make the right decision. There's some sort of offering coming in for you that feels very synchronistic, okay? And it's the kind of thing that's really going to invite you to become more creative and to create a new lifestyle for yourself. Lifestyle, especially as it relates to home and emotions, the kind of emotional, I want to say entanglement, the emotional connections that you have with other people, those are the things that you're kind of looking to nurture, right? What is it that I want to receive? So how do I invoke it and bring it into my reality? But it feels like I'll just say, because for some of you, this is a situation where perhaps there's a pregnancy and you're not quite sure what to do about it. So maybe a judgment call needs to be made on that, okay? Do you have the baby or not, sort of thing. Sorry, that's just one little bloop. Obviously, that's not going to resonate for everyone. But there's something about creation with that Empress energy, that divine feminine. I love the fact that we have both the divine feminine and divine masculine here. Divine masculine is the thing that's really driving you forward in a very kind of logical way, which I really love. But as you kind of move through those energies and now you're thinking more creatively, having found the wisdom, now you can decide, okay, well, if I'm now creating this new shift for myself, having walked away, where am I employing my energies? Where am I focusing my attention on? My heart space. Because I think the heart space is where it's at for you this month. And then we've got the High Priestess, which sometimes can talk about secrets being revealed. But again, it's a very intuitive card. She's completely non-judgmental. She looks at what there is and sees things in a very unbiased point of view. It's when the veil is quite thin. So she can see beyond just what's in front of her eyes. It's not, things aren't so, it's not what you see is what you get. We're working quite with more kind of spiritual energies over here, more kind of ethereal energies over here. And working with the heart space of something that's love. I mean, it's very, you can't physically see love, you just know it exists, right? You can experience it, but you can't sort of hold it in your hand. Let's go to the High Priestess, please. Thank you. We got the High Priestess again. High Priestess, clarifying the High Priestess. Brilliant. 2 of Swords and, yeah, 7 of Pentacles. Okay. So it's weird because the High Priestess is that very intuitive card, but I feel like you, again, this decision, this 2 of Swords together with this judgment is also that kind of like, oh, I know I need to make a judgment call, but I still feel a little bit caught up in my headspace because I'm still in a way, kind of defending myself, and because that 2 of Swords, she's sort of crossing her heart there. She's like, I'm not so sure I want to really reawaken the heart again because it's been painful. But I think what's happening here is it feels to me like there's going to be some sort of return on something that you've worked on before. Remember I was saying about the 8 of Cups over here? Even though you've invested quite a lot into that journey, he decided to walk away. But come the end of the month, there's going to be some sort of a return on what on something that you have nurtured, and it could be to do with your pentacles, but I feel like it's where you put your energy before, and now you're starting to see, okay, did I really reap the rewards of what I put in? You're kind of analyzing where you put your energy in, and so that is the thing that's going to kind of determine this decision about where you take that new cup of love. Now, the cup of love could obviously be work related, because we've got one's over here, one's over there, one's over there. But I feel like this is matters of the heart. So it literally could be a situation if, for example, as an example, if you were leaving a partner and having to now navigate a new lifestyle, new paradigm shift for yourself, it could be that you have family members who want to support you, but your heart is so raw, it's very difficult to take because you're being in defensive mode for so long. It could be that energy as well. But it feels to me like you are being more guided by your intuition at this time. So even though something may, so when we reach the end of November, the culmination of this month is going to be that the decision you make regarding what you perceive as your happiness and your fulfillment as it relates to your home and your heart is really going to kind of take a different picture. It's going to look very different than how it looked before. And I feel like people around you may even say, well, that's not really the logical way of doing it. That's not really realistic, you know. But I feel like you're picking up on something else, and it's like you're following a different route that doesn't seem like it's been done before, or doesn't seem like people would approve of it. But I would say in this situation, you've really got to trust in yourself here. I would say be very careful about trying to take the easy or the logical way, because I feel like with the High Priestess turning up twice and this card over here, this is definitely telling me that not only have you received the Hermit, the wisdom through all the situation, but it's telling me that actually you're picking up on quite a lot right now, but it's not kind of physical. And trust in that. Trust in your intuition. And even if you have people around you that are kind of, you know, kind of maybe giving you constructive criticism, or maybe kind of questioning it, and they maybe will want to help you, I would say trust in yourself in this manner, because this situation is you within you. You kind of, you're feeling a pull to go in one direction of where you put your energies, and you are at that decision point of okay, well, what do I do? Do I take that cup or don't I? So it could, for some of you, could be, you know, moving from one relationship to another. It could also be with regards to work of like, you know what, I know it's not so-called secure and I've left my job, if this is your story, but I have this feeling that I just need to focus my energy on the things I'm passionate about, not the things I'm supposed to do. So this does definitely feel like you're kind of walking around something. You're not going the tried and tested way of doing it. And I really love that, Libra, because it's not so clear cut, it's not so black and white, it's more kind of that gray area between. And when you're in the gray area, it means that nothing is set in stone. You can kind of meander around it and you can carve it out for yourself. So I really like this for you, Libra. So it's a bit of a tough start to the month, and it will be a lot of endurance, okay, a lot of patience, a lot of kind of like you want to rush ahead to be healed. You want to rush ahead to sort of have this new lifestyle, this new job, this new relationship, or just to be on your own. Although I don't see like a Nine of Pentacles card here. And it's going to take, that's going to kind of drain you quite a bit, but by the end of the month you need that time, because with Temperance in the Hermit card, you actually do need that time. So you're going to be seeing things at a whole new level come the end of the month, okay, and it's for your highest good, for your highest good. So I hope that helped you, Libra. I wish you all the best for the month, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.